So today I'm here again with my classic. For those who don't know, this is a 1986 production. So, alright, so let's talk about car today. I plan to do a video on a different subject. Probably I'll do a car related video first before I discuss the politics related video or subject. Okay, so now okay, this is actually about classic Peugeot cars. Like you have 504, 505. So there's all this discussion or debate on which is better, 504 or 505 with clutch, cable, or hydraulic control. In other words, any of these cars, the one that the clutch is controlled via hydraulic or controlled via cable. So I'll show you guys, but I mean, you know what clutch cable means. If you don't know it, I don't know, then probably you have not started driving. Because even if you have never driven manual car, you should be able to know what a clutch pedal looks like. Okay, so the clutch cable for this older Peugeot car, sometimes when I'm driving this one, I kind of wonder if it's even better than the hydraulic control. Hydraulic is supposed to be better. But issue I tend to have with this hydraulic clutch control sometimes is they tend to leak more or lose pressure. Now, when you get them new, or if you have access to the genuine clutch slave cylinder, clutch master cylinder, or clutch cylinder kit, you probably will not have this issue that makes me start to wonder whether cable would have been better. What I mean is, those kits, the rubbers, they tend to fail often. So you could be driving, all of a sudden you depress the clutch pedal and you want to shift to gear 1 or gear 2. Maybe you're stationary or you're in motion, you want to downshift. Only for you to realize that, man, your gear lever is not entering any of these two gears. You'll be struggling to engage either one or two gear, even the reverse. So you get a point, sometimes you start to pump your clutch pedal. You keep pumping for it to build up a little bit pressure so I can be able to depress the clutch pressure plate to allow the gear to shift out from the current one the gear is into another one. Or it might even be that you might force it out, but to enter becomes an issue. Enter another one becomes an issue. So like recently, that was it 2 days ago? I mean, I did a short journey with the car and got to somewhere where there was a little bit traffic. So after a while, I wanted to, is it downshift from 2 to 1 or 3 to 2, something like that. I noticed, wow, you refused to enter 2. Even while I was pulling out from gear 3, I think I wanted to downshift from 2 to 1. I noticed that it was hard to remove from 2. So by the time you pulled out from 2, same issue to enter gear 1 becomes an issue. So until I had to pump the pedal a little bit before I could enter gear 1. And once I started moving, I tested it one more time. It started working. It behaved as if nothing happened. Same thing yesterday. Can't remember where I was. I depressed the clutch pedal, tried to do the same thing. Refused to, some people might not be able to tell what could be the symptom, what could cause the symptom. I know the difference between when your clutch pedal is not putting enough pressure on the release bearing to depress the pressure plate to allow the gear to shift, and issue when your pressure plate is actually dead, which will make your gear not to enter. So I know from the system I can tell which one is which. So in this case I know it's the clutch cylinders. So but the funny thing is, I've checked around. Number one, the hydraulic level on the reservoir, the brake fluid reservoir, is normal. It hasn't gone down. So I was expecting, there's a leakage somewhere or any of these two cylinders. I checked, the level remains same. I looked at those cylinders. Number one, the clutch, the master clutch cylinder, no wetness around it, dry. Remember, I changed it recently. Now I went down and checked the clutch slave cylinder on the bell housing, also dry. So that leaves me to conclude that it's not even a leakage issue, but from the clutch master cylinder. I think this one just one piston. So it has a leakage rubbers. That's what I mean rubber. I mean seal, leakage seal, and pump seal. So the pump, also known as pumping seal, I think that's the one that has failed. You see, because probably once it fails, when you depress it, instead of it to hold on, it will slip through. So even though it's not leaking, so the one that is preventing the fluid from coming out now is the leakage seal, the outer seal, not the inner one. The inner one is the one that I think they have started acting on. Or there's another way to look at it, so that I don't condemn it completely. It could also be that the hydraulic has failed. Yes. When the hydraulic becomes weak, when the hydraulic expires, it expires every 2 years. When it expires, expect this issue to happen. And funny enough, I could just remember that this thing happened while the weather was hot. Yes. The first time it happened, remember, I did some kilometers, so the car was really hot. It was in a journey, so got a place, was waiting, then it happened. Like I said, traffic, so the car was basically stationary some point while we were waiting for the traffic to clear. So it was at that time this thing happened. And this thing also could happen on your brake pedal too, once your brake fluid expires. So I think this is most likely what I'm experiencing. It might not be that the leakage, the pump seal on the clutch master cylinder is weak. It could be the brake fluid. Now I actually flushed the system, but I was only the brake. I flushed the system. I changed the brake fluid recently, sometime this year, but it was only the brake. I flushed the remember I changed the brake master cylinder from. If I did a conversion, I converted it from dual circuit master cylinder to single circuit. So I used that process to flush out the old fluid. So the reservoir has the new fluid. However, remember the clutch will always return whatever fluid that is there, even if you drain what is on the clutch, brake, or the brake fluid on the brake calipers, cylinders, reservoir. So those ones are still on between the clutch slave cylinder to clutch master cylinder. They are still there. They are still old fluid. So probably that was why I acted this way. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't. Maybe I don't know, because it's not funny. So to bleed this clutch cylinder, to bleed it, to flush and bleed it, trust me, it's not funny. It's not funny. So I am kind of abusing it like this for a long time. There was a time there's a special tool you can use to bleed it very easily, but I've not been able to get that tool. I will have to order it from outside Nigeria, and kind of a little bit bulky. So those are the things that is discouraging me because of what it will cost. It can be used to bleed the brakes as well, so that you have to be doing this usual pumping we are doing on the brake pedal to remove the air. So that can also be used. But for this, the clutch, man, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I eventually may be forced to do it so I won't have to suffer. Because if you don't do it, if you don't use that special tool, for 504 and 505, the easiest way to bleed after flushing the clutch, those two cylinders, the easiest way to bleed it is to do it from the clutch master cylinder. Meaning I have to remove it from under the steering, from the engine bay. Actually, it's not easy. Trust me. Then I have to remove the pistons, and oh man, it's something I look forward to do. So all this said, now comparing it to the clutch system that is cable control, you will have all these issues. The hydraulic one is meant to be softer. But I'm beginning to wonder, because I know I've driven 504s. Most of the clutch ones, they tend to be a little bit heavy on the foot. But I know I've driven few that they were also almost as soft as the hydraulic one. I can't remember exactly. All these things sometimes. Like, at that moment, I was like, wow. This was strange. How come this car is, the clutch is cable control via cable, yet it felt as soft as the hydraulic one. At that time, that was what I was thinking. So, but majority they tend to be heavy to the press. But I think, or I know, that one of the reasons why they tend to feel heavy, those cable ones, people just keep using them. When the cable becomes weak, they will start dragging. And once they start dragging, they become heavy on the clutch pedal. So that's the reason. So, which makes it, some people will now assume that it's normal for Peugeot cars with clutch cable control to be heavy, the pedals. Yeah, well done. So, the other factors that can make it so as well, like 504, 505, their clutch pressure plate, the one we call clutch disc in Nigeria. Trust me, there are even new ones that are rubbish. In fact, the one I put on my 2.0 liter new engine, when I mounted in this 505, was actually a new one, but it wasn't the original new one. It was in fact, it was annoyingly heavy. It was heavy as if, man, I don't know how to describe it. So at that point, I was going to change it. And funny enough, it was even value. They wrote value on it, but it seems it was a fake value. So eventually, I'll change it by the time I'm done with the project. So I'm beginning to think, if I have let's assume tomorrow I have two 505 to choose from. No, I'm not talking about this one. I have the option to choose another 505, but have two before me. One is clutch, one is hydraulic clutch control, the other is cable clutch control. I probably might go for the cable. Now the cable has its own flaws, it can break anytime, you can do this, you can do that. I get that, I know. That happened to me once, not on 505 anyway. One of my other cars that use a clutch cable instead of the hydraulic control. It happened to me once, and funny enough, I was in a journey. It wasn't funny. But the thing is, the only time you will have issue with that is when it cuts. and they tend to give sign before they cut, but we tend to ignore them until it happens. So because if it can be solved at least close to this hydraulic one, you know that okay, fine, whatever, you always have a spare one. For me, yeah, I can change it myself any place it happens. Of course, if it's in town, probably I might be have forced to tow the vehicle. That's one disadvantage. Or drive it without clutch. Yeah. Because I probably wouldn't want to, prepare for an event or going somewhere. You have to change it. It won't be fun. You have to go under the car, do this, do that. Just remove a lot of things to assess it. So, but my point is, I always have a spare. Knowing that at least if you start showing me sign, I get rid of it. Let's assume it cuts every 12 months because they are no longer high quality. Let's assume new one, because new ones are available. Let's assume they cut every 12 months or they cut every 100,000 kilometers of usage. Why would I wait till then? Yeah, that's my point. But at least I know before it gets to that point, I'm covered. I won't have to suffer these things because this thing has dealt with me. Though this time around, no leakage. But before now, before I know it, 2-3 months, it starts leaking. I will be driving all of a sudden, I can't be able to change it again. I will have to drive the car without clutch pedal. It's very annoying. So that's one option I'm now looking at now. That I may have to, the GL 505 project, sorry, 504 GL / 505 project that I'm doing, I may end up choosing the cable option instead of washout. You can always change it by using a different bear housing. The brake booster, brake servo, bracket, mount bracket. If you want clutch hydraulic on, you change it. There's the one meant for the clutch master cylinder to be bolted on it. If you want the one to use for cable, there's a different one as well. What's it called? Different brake booster mount also meant for. So it's kind of easy, all you need, like I said, you change the bell housing on the gearbox, change the mount bracket of brake booster, that's all. And then you do your thing. So you can always convert those things. It's not very easy. As far as the carburetor engine is concerned, the V6, no, you don't have that option. The V6 is only the hydraulic. Hydraulic, like I said, is meant to be the best. But once the cylinders, either the hydraulic start acting up or the cylinder seal starts failing. Luckily for me, it's been long. It's been long I changed this left cylinder seal because this one is, the cylinder is actually part of the bear housing, so you can't really change the cylinder. It's only the seal that you can leak it. So I changed that seal not very long ago. I don't know, probably close to 5 years by now, 2-3 years. I don't know. So it's been long. So I'm surprised that it hasn't even leaked. The one that has been dealing with me is the clutch master cylinder. The slave cylinder, no problem. Once I change the seal, it goes away for a very long time. So I know this video is taking too long, but I just want to let you guys know this is for classic Peugeot users. 504. This specifically for classic Peugeot cars. 504, 505. I wouldn't. 404. I think they are all cable. I can't remember for the clutch. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe they have hydraulic too as well. Control. But I know 504, 505. They have option of hydraulic or cable. The ones assembled in Nigeria, they were all cable control. 504, 505, they were all cable. So I know they assembled GL in Nigeria as well, but I can't remember if their own was hydraulic control. But I know all foreign GL were all hydraulic. I don't know about, at least saloon version. I know the GLs station wagon. I can't remember if there's cable or hydraulic. Okay, so yeah, enough of the yapping. So I think that's all I have for this. So if you have a choice to make, I'm just giving you options. I think this time around I'll go for cable. This one I'm stuck with it. Nothing I can do about it. I can't convert to that cable. But like I said, the cable can also deal with you. Don't think you are saved in all ramifications. No, it can cut and disappoint you on the road. But then if you look out for the symptoms, then you have a problem. Okay, so let me answer this call. Alright, like and subscribe to this video. Till next time.